And I think there's some planting of seeds for the next one. We're seeing the consequences of opening up Wakanda, right? Am I on the right path?
Yes.
Congratulations on the film. What a heartfelt film. It takes us on a journey of grief, and we get to experience it as viewers as well.
Yeah.
How much of the original script before the unlikely, the passing of our hero, did it change? I mean, or did it entirely 100%? Like what percentage?
No, I mean, I don't know that there's a percent, but certainly the original version still had Namor and some of the conflict that's central still to the movie. Obviously, thematically, the movie completely changed because we were dealing now with the loss of T'Challa and what that meant for all of these characters. So I think it was an interesting merging of a couple of different ideas to make the film as it stands now.
And Shuri's journey, wow.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh. Because you could have gone the easy route where right away, okay, she just inherits the title, correct? But you worked it. Like they worked her way into it. And that was just genius. And, so was that the plan from the get-go?
I think the mantle of the Black Panther is important, and you don't want to devalue it by giving it away. You want it to be earned. And there, again, we wanted to play the reality of the loss and what that would mean, and play the reality, frankly, of a nation that had also lost all of the heart-shaped herb in the first film. And so it became a narrative about finding their way back to a protector rather than assuming somebody had to be the protector from the outset. And I think my hope is by the time there is a new Black Panther in this film, it feels earned, and it doesn't feel like, moving on, you know what I mean? I think that would have been a mistake, because I don't think audiences just want an action movie. I think they want a movie about people. Yeah. And this allowed us to tell the story about the people first and then get into the heroics.
And I was telling you, please tell Ryan he's an awesome dude, because what Black Panther did for the African American audience, or just everybody who can relate, he did for the Latinos, because we've never had the story told of the enslavement and colonization of Latin America.
Yeah.
And so here he kind of shows the same respect.
Yes.
And that's just really awesome. And how much outside help did he look for? Because it's based on the Mayan culture, like ancient Mayan culture.
Yes. So we had consultants on the film to make sure we were getting the details right. But the idea of anchoring Namor and Talokan in sort of both past and present Mayan culture was all Ryan's. And once he decided that was the focus, and partially it was because he wanted to tell the story about colonization and to show and contrast these two different cultures, right? Wakanda had never been colonized, and Talokan was sort of born out of colonization driving people out of a place. It made these two cultures that are super powerful have differing points of view on the surface world, which made for the conflict. But then once you decide that, you want to get it right. You want to have consultants. We had a Mayan linguist on set every day who also happened to be a performer to make sure Tenoch and Mabel and Alex were supported in delivering all their words in the most authentic way possible, because it does want to be a love letter to that culture in the same way that Wakanda is a love letter to the various cultures in Africa.
And I think there's some planting of seeds for the next one. We're seeing the consequences of opening up Wakanda, right? Am I on the right path?
Yes.
Oh my God, how awesome. Do you guys have a production date? Is this...
No. We're
not getting that far, man.
Exactly. We don't want to, we don't want to counter chickens. We really want to see how this movie hits audiences, and that's, for us, the focus is the next 2 weeks and getting the movie out and hopefully seeing the feedback from the people that we made the film for. Obviously, we have ideas of what it could be, but we'll see what it should be, in a couple months.
Yeah, it's really, you put in so much real life in there. That's what I think is that'll make viewers really feel this movie, because it's not just a fantasy film. It just really... Please give my regards to Ryan. I just love that guy. He's just amazing, and the representation in the movie is it's really amazing. People like me, we're seeing ourselves on screen too.
I'm glad you feel that way. No, he is an amazing person.
Yes.